Okay. What is this? Something else. Anyway, let's see what the hell going on with this damn phone. Anyway, I want to make a part 2 of what happened today. Something I want to point out to y'all. Okay? Understand this here. This document that I showed y'all happened in child support court today. Okay, see that? That's a customer inquiry form. Okay? See what they say at the bottom of it? Say you must provide a picture ID in order to receive information. What does it say? Information about your case. Okay? Say in order to provide you faster, friendlier, easier customer service, please complete this form. You applying for some customer service right there. You going to their company, applying for their. See, that's the name of the company right there on the form. You applying for it. Why are you filling this out? Why would I be filling this out? Okay? Keep in mind, this company is the same company my son's mom either went online or went in there. I don't know if she did it online or not. But bottom line is she applied for their services. It's an application. You go back and look at my video about when I talked about the Federal Reserve Act 16, Section 16, Part 1 and 2. It tells you, it was particularly Part 2. And it tells you exactly what an application is. Okay? It's a collateral security. I think I'm saying it right. But that's what it is. Get your ass out the road, damn buzzard. Big ass buzzard too. I mean, he's walking sideways, getting in the middle of the damn road. But anyway, the thing is, it's a security. This is exactly what anything you file, you do an application for. Keep in mind, just picture this. A baby mama or a baby daddy. I'm specifically saying baby mama most of the time because it's the baby mamas that fill them out. So, but they fill out an application applying for child support. Okay? They put their estate information on there. There's the name, the all caps name, social security number, the address, all that stuff, phone number. You put the child's estate information on there. Put the baby daddy or baby mama's estate information on there. I'm just gonna say baby mama who did it. Okay, she put the baby daddy's estate information on there. Okay. Keep in mind that application gets turned in to the Federal Reserve Bank in order to receive federal funding, the Federal Reserve notes. Now, if you go back and look at the Federal Reserve Act, Section 16, Part 2, it specifically says that when they turn it in, they can turn it in for it in exchange for Federal Reserve notes. Now, that information, you got 3 different sets of estate information on there. When I say estate information, that is the all caps name information. It's not you. It's the information to your estate. Okay? But no one can administer your estate without your agreement, without your consent. Okay? They need your consent. So I can't go and voluntarily put somebody else's information on there without them then going at me to see if they can get my consent. I hope I worded that right. By the application having baby mama, the baby, and the baby daddy's name on there, they already got baby mama's consent because she's the one that filled it out and she's the one that signed it. So they got her consent. She put her information already on there, her estate information on there. Put the baby's information on there, okay? The baby's estate information on there, okay? Now we need consent from the father because the father's estate information is on there too, but we need his consent. His signature ain't nowhere on this, so we need to get him the consent in order for us to be able to turn this document. I'm speaking from the financial institution, that being the child support agency. We need his consent in order for us to turn this in and monetize this security. So that's where the child support comes in. That's where the court case comes in at. When they try to railroad you, try to get your consent or manipulate you, that's where the theft by deception comes in at. In many cases, that's what it is, theft by deception. You can look that term up. Theft by deception, legal definition, and you'll see exactly what it means. Here in Georgia, it describes it to a T. But theft by deception, also swindle. You can look that word up, swindle. Identity theft. because it's using information without somebody's consent is identity theft. Security fraud, because that application is a security, and they use some type of deception to try to get you to consent. So, and keep in mind, they have power of attorney from your mother when you were in your mother's womb. So they have power of attorney to act on your behalf if you choose not to respond. So but they can't do it without you some kind of way. Them first off going through due process by contacting the one who the estate actually belongs to. So when they contact you by giving you notice, they serving you. Now they give a service. Okay, now you're on notice that they're trying to contract with that name. They're trying to do business with that name. Now, by them having power of attorney, they need your consent. They can get it either by your acquiescence, by you not responding, you not filing no objection into the case. You know, you raising no type of objection to it. Or they can get it with your consent. It can be implied consent. That be you going on in there, giving them your check stubs, telling them how much you make, where you work at, how much money, you know, all the different stuff, your financials, filling out these financial affidavits. As you saw on this document, say personal financial affidavit. You see that? Personal financial affidavit. You see that on there. And by you seeing that, and you filling that out, and you just giving it to them, you telling them how much you're making. You telling them about your financials, and you filling it out. You giving them your consent by giving them the information that's required to establish an order. And when you sign this document, keep in mind that's the receiver, and you're being the grantor because you're granting them information off your estate. You being the grantor, they're being the beneficiary of that. So you giving it to them. You know, I'm just kind of using off the top of my head with that little part. But you giving them their information. You giving them your estate information. And you signing it. Trying to drive and do this at the same time. I shouldn't be, but y'all better not snitch on me either. Okay. At the bottom, your signature. Matter of fact, look at the bottom. See where it says a notary? Notary signature? So you're going to get, so you sign that, you finish filling it out, giving them all your financials. You're telling them that this is true. All this is true under penalty of perjury. It's an affidavit. You got a notary signature, sign it, you sign it, and then the notary signs it. As you saw that. Hopefully y'all can see that right there while I'm driving. Notary signature, your signature. That's an affidavit right there. You just signed it, and you granted them access to your estate because you got that Social Security number. Keep in mind the Social Security number is an account number. Do y'all remember back in the day, years ago, for y'all that veterans that have been studying this for years, when that trend was going on, when people was using their Social Security card, the number, and they look on the back of that Social Security card and see that letter that's on the back of your Social Security card, and you know that letter represents one of the 12 Federal Reserve banks. Your Social Security number is the account number, and that G represents the routing number that goes to the Federal Reserve Bank, whichever Federal Reserve Bank that matches up with your Social Security card. Those two together gives them at the financial institutions access to your account, but they need your signature. You granting them, you giving them that access, and when you give them that information, they can securitize anything that they turn in there. Keep in mind, they're banks. And now, according to the Federal Reserve Act, Section 16, Part 2, any application, now keep in mind, I fill this out, they'll put it with baby mama's application, because she already filled out one too. And she put my son's information on there too. I didn't give them access, I didn't give them authority to put my son's information on there either. So I never gave them access. And I answered that by responding, saying that they don't have consent to use that information nor my son's information on no applications whatsoever, because I don't consent to this, to any child support services whatsoever. That was in my answer. That's how you supposed to respond if you don't want to get locked into this bullshit. Okay, that's all it is to it. It's contracting. And if you choose to go in there and give them this shit, you're giving them access to your estate. That's all this is. This is your estate information that you're putting on these applications. You're not supposed to give it to them if you don't want to be on child support. But if you give it to them, your ass going on child support. And you know how there's some savages when it comes to trying to lock people into this shit. But that's it. That's how they're able to do that. They put that with this, put this with her application or court order, whichever one they can try to get, they can establish and get a court order. They can get me in there to go in there and, you know, bend over some type of way, give them some type of consent, go in there and tell them how much I make, you know, give them a social security number, give them some type of implied consent, whether it's implied or straight up agreement, you know. Then they can establish a court order. Then they can take that court order. They can take that court order and put it with the application. They can put it with the application. You know what I'm saying? If they, you know, once they get the application, see, they can't put in a court order since I filed an answer into that court case. They can't put in a default judgment court order because I answered it. When I answered the claim, when I answered the original complaint, I answered it within 30 days. I actually did it in 2 weeks. So once you answer that, that is done. I've already answered what they're trying to do. I've already answered it. And keep in mind, I also sent them a revocation of power of attorney, so they don't have authority to administer it anyway. But I filed an answer to the case, and I had the proof that I actually served them as well, put in the case. But you really don't need that, really. But it's extra leverage, you ask me, because they let them know you can't even do shit. I just like stopping them any way I can. But because I beat child support without a power of attorney last time. But bottom line is they need your consent. This is the mechanics of it. They need your consent. You give that information. Baby mama already gave her keep in mind, she's already, you know, no, I ain't gonna change the topic, but she already gave her estate information. She gave your child's estate information without your consent. But if they can get you to go in there and consent and sign your information, put your estate information, and you sign the financial affidavit, then they can move forward and get an order put in place, because now y'all are in contractual agreement. Y'all agreed for you to be on child support, for you agree into the terms of how the child support enforcement program operates. If you don't agree to it, you shouldn't be doing it. So that's how that goes. But most of y'all don't know that. So I'm trying to help you to understand this is all they're doing. It's security fraud when you don't know it. Okay? If they use swindle, that's why I use my video when I was talking about Rule 60. Rule 60, this is a swindle act. They never tell you this. First and foremost, when they use this application, they get this application, they created an illusion as if you borrow money from them, as if they suffer some type of a loss, and they're helping your baby mama take care of your baby, and you need to pay your portion. And they never suffered no losses at all. All they did was they accessed all of y'all's, your children, and your baby mama's estate information. They established it. They use that application to get paid. They making money off those securities. They get making money off those securities. Meanwhile, y'all sitting, they create the illusion as if you owe money, and they never suffered a loss at all, and they never fully disclose that to you. That's fraud. Okay, that's fraud. They never told you that. See, you would have never known that the Federal Reserve operates like that. You never knew that the application itself was a security. You never knew it was a collateral security the whole time. So you got swindled into an agreement that had you known this is how it works, you would have just filed an objection, and you would have just objected to it and not did that. So these are things that you have to. Hopefully y'all understand exactly what they're doing here. This is exactly what they're doing here. These applications, they ain't nothing but getting your consent so that they can move forward, and they can raid your estate, raid your Social Security account, your minor account. That's what they're doing. And so you have to be mindful enough to understand that's what they're doing. So I'm gonna get on out of here. Hopefully I went in good enough for y'all to understand the mechanics of it. Only you have authority to administer your estate. This is your estate. Your information is your estate. That name in all caps is the name on your estate. His name it carries it's the same name as the name that your father and mother gave you. You know what I'm saying? So, but it's not you. It's the name on your estate. It's the name of your estate. Okay? Your name in its proper style is you. It represents you anyway. It represents you, and whatever title you choose to play, what role ever that you play, that's the title you put behind your signature when you sign on something. Another topic. But understand there's a difference. This is nothing more than your estate information. Okay? Understand that. Emerald, signing out.